to the collegetopro.com Players Platform Show. Good morning and welcome back to another edition of the College to Pro Players Platform Show. I'm your show host, Bo Marchionte. Appreciate you guys stopping by and joining us. And as always, you know, we're trying to bring you the best collegiate prospects for this upcoming 2015 draft. And one of the young men making his path towards that next level was a standout in the East Prep's National Bowl is Jaquel Pitts from Mayfield State, a very versatile young man, receiver, kick returner, punt returner. If you put the ball in his hands, expect something good to happen. Well, with all that said, Jaquel, good morning to you. Can you believe your time as a college athlete kind of come and gone? You were just down playing in the, that National Bowl with all the scouts and all the recognition, and now you're making your path towards the NFL?
Yes, my time has flown by very fast, but I'm actually just very concerned about this process. It's a meticulous process that must be taken seriously. So I'm very excited towards this next level.
Definitely, and I know you've been working diligently on your own. I mean, you're promoting yourself, and that's what you have to do as a small prospect. Getting noticed and getting recognition is the biggest key. So, I mean, you go down. Let's talk a little bit about this. I think it was last weekend or 2 weeks ago where you're down at the East Prep National Bowl. Talk about that experience. Let the listeners know what it was like for you personally.
It was a great experience because not only was my coaching staff coaching on the Division I FCS level, but they was also coaching with the Arena Football League. So I was able to learn about the game at a more elite level. I was also able to associate with people who was All-Americans and All-Conference players and know how the difference between the collegiate game and the professional game, which is very essential.
And for you, I mean, when does it sink in? It doesn't matter if you're at a D1, D2, D3 school, you be at a JUCO level. I mean, every kid, young man that suits up in college football wants to have an opportunity to play in the NFL. I mean, for you personally, I mean, is it a certain game? Is it something the coach tells you? Is it a play? I mean, how does the realization that you have legit skills to make this opportunity and chase it?
It was last season when I was at Trinity International University when we were down by 7, and the coach called a play, and it actually resulted in a 68-yard post play. Even though I got stopped on the 1-yard line, we actually scored the go-ahead touchdown to take the lead. And that was when I knew I possibly had the potential to escalate to the next level.
Definitely. And once again, Jaquel Pitts, the standout from Mayfield State, kind enough to join us here on the C2P show. If you miss any of this interview in its entirety, you can check out the free podcast at iTunes. You can also check out this interview at collegetopro.com. We'll also be posting his draft bio page. That'll be a one-stop shop, everything you know page for everything you know about Jaquel Pitts as he makes his path again towards 2015 and this upcoming NFL draft. And it sounds far away, folks. I know we've got games left on the NFL schedule, bowl games to be played, Heisman trophies to be handed out. But this thing is in full swing, and like I said, this young man's going through the process, and he's already mentioned it's a very critical. Everything from this point on is critical. It's very tedious. It's going to be a long, fun process, ups and downs. But like I said, we're going to try to follow him step for step so you guys know what it's like for him as he makes his journey. Jaquel, all the guys that comes on the show, I always ask this question. I mean, we throw you out there on a Sunday afternoon. We don't know that's Jaquel Pitts in the helmet and the pads of an NFL uniform. Is there a guy in the league that you're going to remind us of with the way you play the game?
I would say Tavon Austin. If you notice, Tavon Austin is a smaller and quick and shifty receiver who's not really big as compared to receivers like Dez Bryant and Larry Fitzgerald. But the thing about his speed is that it's expeditious. It's very deceitful when in regards to evading defenders. So I believe I model my game similar towards Tavon Austin.
Excellent stuff. And for you, I mean, have you always had that speed and quickness? I mean, did you play Pop Warner where you're the kid running around scoring like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 touchdowns every game?
Not 5, 6, 7, but I was actually scoring 3 touchdowns a game in Pop Warner. But it seems as though speed is ran in my family because my mother, she was an all-state track player. And on my father's side, he also was participating in track. So it seems as though speed is ran in my family.
Right. So who's the fastest among you and mom and dad?
I'll say, because I'm not going to take shots at my dad, I'll say my dad right now.
Excellent stuff. And I mean, that translation on the field, I mean, obviously you're a big part, very versatile. I mean, is there one part of the game that you enjoy most? I mean, between, kick return, punt return, playing receiver?
I enjoy the kick return aspect because the kick return aspect is very fast, and one false decision towards from the defense can cost them a touchdown, which I enjoy.
Nice. And I got to ask, I mean, current height and weight, because if we're on the internet looking, we're going to, we'll see you at 6'4", 215. I'll see you at 5'7", 145. So what's your actual height and weight?
The NFL scouts, they measure me at 6'1", 175.
Nice. And those scouts, I assume, all, they were in attendance for the East Prep Bowl. I mean, did you talk to any? Any of them show interest in you, or just, give you a compliment on, what they saw?
Yes, I actually talked to a scout from the Eagles, and when I was in practice, and I was also in the press box after the East Prep National Bowl, and once I was in practice, I realized that out of my peripheral vision, scouts from the Dolphins, the Raiders, the Rams, the Montreal Alouettes, the Ottawa Red Blacks, and I even briefly spoke to a scout from the Edmonton Eskimos.
Excellent stuff. And does that put a little pep in your step, knowing that these guys are, it probably makes it, I would look at it kind of like a double-edged sword. You're so much close to a dream, but yet you realize there's so much work. But I mean, for you personally, what it's like just having some one-on-one time, even with the Eagle Scout, even if it's a few words. I mean, when you walk away, what's your reaction? I know I'd be on cloud nine.
It's very motivating, but I know that I have so much work to be done, so I have to just focus on putting the necessary work that's going to entail next year as I go through this process. I know it's a very great thing talking to scouts and etc., but I know there's a lot of work to be done. So once I'm at pro days and pre-draft visits and private workouts, and then probably the excitement will kick in.
Definitely. Once again, Jaquel Pitts, Mayfield State standout here on the C2P show. I know you walked away with an award from the East Prep National Bowl. Talk a little bit about that award and what it meant to you winning it.
Yes, that award was the James Pratt Faith and Courage Award. There was a guy by the name of James Pratt who actually went through the same process as me, and he actually attended Virginia State University. And actually, Mr. Kurtz actually notified me that he actually signed an Arena Football League contract, but unfortunately, he passed away. And I also was informed that throughout his life, he faced a huge amount of adversity similar towards me because I was in foster care youth for 14 years. And because of his exceptional ability on the field and our similar personalities, Mr. Corte decided to grant me with that award.
Definitely. And I read an article about you, coming through the foster care, growing up, and then I know you have also, you made several stops in your collegiate career, kind of, going what was the most affordable. I mean, share with the listeners just kind of like the whole background, especially I'm really interested in you going from school to school, because of tuition costs and what, but you're still able to, capitalize on the football side of it. I mean, how hard was that?
It wasn't hard for me because I realized as a former foster youth, I was driven by purpose. I knew that according to statistics, it states that only 1% of foster youth actually become successful. So I realized every day when I woke up, I had a duty to fulfill, which was complete the necessary work in order to get towards the next level. I was actually occupied many amounts of times where I was actually at a four-year college where I was studying online at a community college, which actually resulted in me receiving my associate's degree last semester. But when I was transferring through those different colleges, I realized that cost was an issue, and if I couldn't secure a specific scholarship from an outside source, that would possibly result in me having to transfer. But I never let it discourage me because I knew at the end of the tunnel was light.
Nice. God bless you, Joel. I mean, that's a 1%. I would have never guessed. I mean, that's an amazing statistic, 1%. Hearing you speak, you're so articulate with your words. I mean, you sound like a very well-rounded young man. I mean, I have hundreds of players come on the show, and you seem like you really are focused and your head's straight, and you're just ready to roll. But like I said, 1%. Whew, that's amazing to kind of wrap yourself around that number. Moving forward, do you have, do you plan on working out at a facility to kind of get bigger, stronger, faster? I mean, what's your terms, I guess, in physicality of what you want to do leading up, to April 30th when this thing goes live in Chicago for the 2015 NFL Draft.
Yes, I'll be training with my personal trainer, Motivational Elite Athletics, which is located in a small town called Ceres, California. I'll focus on getting bigger, stronger, and faster, and accelerating and focusing on my explosion. And as I prepare towards the NFL Draft, which occurs in Chicago.
Definitely. And you mentioned Tavon Austin. We all know what he did at the NFL Combine. I mean, speed. What do you think? What's a realistic possibility for a 40 time for you?
I would say between a 4.4 and a 4.3.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. That's a nice answer too. When I first got into this business, I'd have kids on the show, and then the people I worked for, I'd call the office, and I'd like, listen, I just talked to this kid from Mayfield State. He said he's going to run a 4.1. They're like, Bo, he's not going to run a 4.1. I'm like, no, he said he's going to run a 4.1. And they're like, no, he won't. So, I come to realize a lot of guys, everybody, I'll have agents call, they'll have a defensive tackle that's 6'1", 318. Like, this guy runs a 4.2, and I'd be like, this guy runs a 4.2. And then lo and behold, pro day rolls around. He's a 318-pound defensive tackle. He runs a 5'1", but I would get excited, but I've come to realize, but I appreciate the honesty in the 4.4, 4.3, and, not you, maybe I'll post a 3.77, something crazy and off the wall. Before we wrap things up, though, we do like to have some fun with you. We call it 3 and Out, and there's just some off-the-wall fun questions. You ready to take a shot with some of those?
Sure.
All right. Now, if you could take out any female celebrity for a bite to eat, who do you most likely going to take to dinner?
Serena Williams.
Nice. So, the athletic type, huh?
Yes.
Nice, nice. Her name does pop up, so you're not alone on that one. We've had plenty of guys that come on and would like to take her out for a bite to eat, too. Profession. Are we more likely to see you up on stage as the lead singer of a band? Or are we more inclined to see Jaquel Pitts on the runway modeling some clothes, the male model?
You'll see me on the runway as a model.
Very nice. And then the final question before we let you go on this Saturday morning, endorsements. If you could endorse and be the face of anything, and I don't know if even the foster care thing, if you become a big time name, maybe you can give back. But what would be the thing that you kind of like to focus on and be the focus of in terms of endorsement?
I would say my primary focus would be endorsing Gatorade. My alternative focus would be being the spokesman for the foster care system.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, man, Jaquel, I appreciate you sharing your time. I look forward to talking to you again, as everyone out there, again, to keep pace in touch with you. But stay humble, stay hungry, be blessed. Have a Merry Christmas to you and your family. And again, appreciate you sharing some time here on the C2B.
Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Once again, that is Jaquel Pitts, the Mayfield State standout. And man, you talk about a great young man. I could have that kid on all day. I mean, just very nice to talk to. And like I said, we get hundreds of kids on the show that are really, really impressed with what this young man brought to the table. And I was able to kind of hear some good things about him down at the East Prep National Ball as well. And he mentioned some of the teams. He spoke with an Eagle Scout, saw some others, and like I said, walking away with the Pratt Award. Very impressive stuff. Again, if you want more of this interview, go to iTunes. You can check out the free podcast with him. collegepro.com. We'll be archiving there, and then we'll get his full draft bio page. We sent him the bio stuff earlier, and like I said, when we get that back, we are going to post his full draft page, and then we're going to get that circulating throughout the the contacts that we have to get this kid moving forward. So as always, I'm your show host, Bo Marchionte. Our great guest today, Jaquel Pitts, Mayfield State. Check him out. As always, we appreciate you listening to the C2B. This has been a collegepro.com exclusive.